What's up, party people? There we go, kids. We are rocking and rolling here on this beautiful day. Got a special guest coming up next hour. It's going to be some music sung, probably. I don't know. Should we make him sing? We should absolutely make him sing.
No.
Okay. No.
No.
We're going to tell you about that coming up in a little bit. Are you sure? Should we sing?
Definitely not.
You know what? I don't know about this, fellas.
Fellas, this seems kind of iffy.
I love it. Oh, my Lord. No health care for anybody. That's what we're going with. That's the plan that they have is, one, here's the Democrats. You guys fix it. We broke it. Sorry about that. Oh, you guys got money too? That's cool. You go. We'll figure this out later.
Everybody gets hand sanitizer.
And that's the Republicans is don't get sick. Don't get sick. All right, everybody, don't get sick. There you go. And it's funny because one of the things is they're like, well, somebody said earlier, because if you guys did know this, the House is supposed to have something next week, which will fail. The Senate tried two things today, which both failed by party lines. And everybody's like, well, what about them voting against HSA plans? You know you can't pay for premiums out of HSA. So, I mean, if your premiums go up, you know, let's say from $300 to $1,000, and they give you just $1,000 for your HSA, and you can't use it, that's why the don't get sick plan is like top. That's the top plan right now. And everybody, you know what's funny? I hear a lot of people are like, well, you know, they wanted it to break. No, they didn't want it to break to this extent. And the reason is because they all get money from it. The trough, they want to be able to go to the trough, but they want to make sure they keep it a problem, but not to the point where it became unaffordable and broken. And what they didn't count on was how expensive all people's insurance was going to become. And so now you're in a position where, you know, healthcare for some of you is going to go up. And no, the Republicans don't have a problem. They have a big problem, a massive problem, because whether it's their fault or not, they're the ones in power. So people are going to be looking at them thinking, well, what are you going to do about this? That's why I keep saying extend it a year and put a deadline on it. June 1st, July 1st, that you'll have it done, because especially if maybe the economy's not rocking and rolling, that you would have the opportunity to try to get this over the line, which would help you in the midterms. And so that's the frustrating thing. And you know what? You've told everybody. How many times have you guys heard, we got a plan. We got a plan. And then they don't have a plan. Not a real, and the plans that they do have, I mean, if you worked on something for a couple years, okay, and then they said, you guys ready for this? And you've supposedly been working on it for years. You've got this thing ready to roll because you've been waiting for this day, right? You've been waiting for this day to do this. And it feels like you're a kid that didn't read the book report, got to read it, didn't read the book, has to report, kind of reads it, half-ass it, puts together, and then rolls it out. And it is frustrating. I think we need to look at what the Swiss are doing. I think they've got a really good one. Not the Brits. The Brits have, it's ridiculous. The British have failed. The Canadians, a joke. But we need to think outside the box to get something done for real. And number one thing is, most people, when you talk to most people, what they want is, like, for my family, we have a direct primary. Long ago, they called it concierge medicine, but direct primary. So we have a person that we go and see whenever we want, right? We pay a monthly subscription. It's not a lot. It's only like $115, $120 for something for like a family, plan or whatever we got. I know my wife handles that, but he's awesome. I'm going to get him to come on next week and talk about this because he'll come on. Here's the beauty of it. He'll come on our show. I could text him right now and text me back because I have that kind of access because he doesn't take insurance because insurance drove him crazy. He's got an x-ray machine in his place. He has all of the things. And if you need something in one of the places that he works with, he can send you and we could pay his cost for an MRI or for some of these things. What were you guys doing? Was it Johnny B you guys were telling me that had the MRI issue? Well, how much do you got?
No, he was going for a colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy. What was the one where they said it was like it's $4,000?
It's $750. He's like, well, I don't have that. And they're, well, what do you have?
Yeah.
Like $200. Okay, we'll put you on the list.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. That is just, I mean, that's the thing that's crazy about that is we'll put, oh, you got cash? Well, if you're doing cash, here's what it is. So you pay what people want, I think most of you guys agree, you want catastrophic. Right? Catastrophic is $10,000, $15,000, and you shouldn't go bankrupt because your kid got, sick, or you had a heart attack, or you got cancer. And we don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. We have too much money in this country, too much. We want a catastrophic, and then everybody else should have to pay for the daily needs of whatever it is you have. Because most people, how many of you go to the doctor that much? Even when you're sick, you don't go. That's what most people want. Unfortunately, regulations, bigger government, insurance company, tons of money, pharmaceutical companies, tons of money, physicians, yeah, they've got their own groups, tons of money, people who make machines, tons of money. We can go on. And it becomes this giant lobbying thing. What is there? A trough. And they go over and they feed it. And both sides do. The last couple of years, Democrats got a little bit more. You can go back and look for years. Republicans still got plenty. I mean, who is it that we've interviewed a couple politicians. We always bring up what? Weed. And what do they all say? Well, the pharmaceutical companies, they don't like the fact that it's grown out of the ground.
Which is ridiculous. I mean, literally, there is pharmaceutical cocaine. There are pharmaceutical opiates. But their issue is with a pharmaceutical marijuana. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. It is stupid. It is stupid. Hey, this helps you sleep at night? Oh, that sucks. Have you thought about taking something that you could be addicted to? No. We need people who have the guts to go up there and do the right thing. And we don't have that. We don't. We don't have. I look around in Congress. You look at the House, the Senate, wherever it is. You go. I don't see a lot of people with guts. I don't. I see mostly people that are bought and paid for, and I see a lot of people that may be trying to do their best, but they're up against it. And then I see a lot of other people that are kowtowing to whatever administration's running the country at that point in time, knowing full well it's probably not going to be the best thing for America, for even your constituents.
Or even caring.
I mean, I want the best for America. I never care who, everybody always wants to put it, well, it's got to be this side of that. I want the best for America. And I get frustrated when I see us and realize we have so many opportunities to do good things, and the amount of money that's poured into politics, and they're not even hiding it anymore. They're not even trying to hide it. That lawsuit in SCOTUS, my God, that was insane. So there's going to be no limit on what individuals can give, and now they can also go and do what? They can go and coordinate. The administration didn't even try to defend it. J.D. Vance brought the lawsuit when he was in the Senate. It got to the Supreme Court. The administration's supposed to defend this, and they didn't. They didn't even send anybody. They had to court-appointed attorney. Might as well have been Bell or I. Not Ken, though, because he's got a Juris Doctorate. So that's the frustrating thing. That is a huge frustrating thing, because I think we deserve people that want to do the right thing. And I just don't think we're getting that right now. I think we've gotten so polarized. It's sad.
I've always been kind of anti-term limits because elections are supposed to be the term limits. But I've gotten to the point now where these guys are so corrupt, they go up there and they just start looking for ways to enrich themselves, that they should be term limited so that the lobbyists don't have a constant best friend in that seat.
Yes. Yeah. Or when you leave that seat, you go over where? You go over and work with them. That's the thing, too. Go look at how many people go from, whether it was at the CDC, the FDA, they all just go from lobby groups back and forth, or for Congress, they go sit on the boards of all of these companies because you're paying for, everybody used to say, okay, here's something. Hunter Biden, right? We know what Hunter Biden was all about. Do you want to know why Hunter, though, was valued for a lot of people? Take away even the Biden, the whole crime family thing. Because if you were in D.C., and you're like, oh, my God, I got to fly to Europe tomorrow. I don't have a passport. Hunter Biden could get you a passport within minutes. He knew everybody, right? Like that. And that's what these people, everybody knows everybody. It's incestuous. And term limits, man, I'm a huge fan of term limits. And you should have to wear patches on your suits just like a NASCAR person or Formula One, so we know exactly who's bought and paid for you. Bless you, Belle. Bless you. Oh, accused gunman Tyler Robinson makes his first public appearance in court. I'm looking at him right now. He's balding. He's balding. Bless you, Belle. You okay, man? How many was that?
3.
You know what they say about sneezes, right?
Yeah, if you're sneezing, you probably have a brain tumor.
No. Like, one sneeze means you're psychopathic tendencies, narcissism. 3 means you're too sensitive. 2's about right.
I had a history teacher in high school that would always sneeze 3 times, and it got to the point whenever she would sneeze, we'd all do a countdown in the classroom.
Achoo, achoo, achoo. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. And some fun stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about the Erica Kirk and all that stuff, because the fight is going on, and it's sad because she's been dragged into it. Candace is all over the place. And, somebody said earlier, Candace, because I was talking about, we were talking about Venezuela and persons all. I have people over there I know. I have contacts. Candace has information too. I said, yeah, but the thing is, Candace, everybody's like, bring the receipts, and you never prove anything because you're asking questions, but it's the way you're asking questions. It's the way you kind of, what about this? What about that? What about over here? What about over there? You can always come up with something to extend the baloney. It's like those people that used to say the world's coming to an end based on the numbers they had found in the Bible, and then they would take out a billboard and said the world's coming to an end on this day, and then they would get it wrong. It's like, because I'm not good at math. I got to go back and do it again. I'm not good at math.
Education has failed me.
Education is failing a lot of people. A lot of good stuff to get to still. Also, how do we feel here in Nashville about the economy? It's a new poll out about that, among other things as well. And again, 2:00, we're going to be singing and dancing in this place. We're going to turn this place into the Chad Old Opry. Jelly Roll's in the Chad Old Opry. We should invite him over.
Yeah, you're talking about an actual jelly roll, though.
Yeah, an actual. I don't do jelly rolls.
You're so finicky.
You know what? I am. Plain donuts, baby. People's like, you're so picky. It's the easiest thing in the world. You want to make me flambe. I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Which one's easier to make? Fools. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
He certainly is, and he's right to do so, even though he tends to veer away from his expressions of sympathy for people who are suffering the high prices into talking about the economy being, as he put it just the other day, A++. I think, that's a message that a lot of people look at and say, A++ hell. I paid X amount for some food the other day, although I will say from a personal point of view, I filled my tank the other day for $2.72 a gallon. I was delighted. So in that area, of course, there's been real progress. But I think the president is contending in part here, and his party is.
Yeah, I mean, Trump, there's a question of whether or not he's out of touch. Of course, I mean, most presidents are out of touch. Eventually, you become that way. And that was the beauty of Trump, is he kind of was in touch. And you do become that way. The amount of people here in Nashville, this is Nashville. This is one of the Axios polls that's out. Getting worse, getting better. Only 21% think it's getting better. 54% think it's getting worse. That's not a win right there. I mean, like 25% are saying, yeah, it's kind of even. And when it comes to whose fault, as far as, first of all, it isn't Trump's fault. And last year, inflation was in and around 3% at this time. And as far as it's all Biden's fault, look, we had a massive issue, and Biden made it worse, didn't make it better. And I wish Trump would have stuck with his guns the second time instead of doing another big, giant, let's send a round of checks out, which he was worried about. He's like, I don't know if we should do this. But if we're going to, let's send everybody a check with my face on it. Such a Trump thing to do. But compared to the rest of the world, we kicked ass when the rest of the world was struggling. But for us, it was super high inflation. And it's not going to get fixed overnight. So even here in Tennessee, people are feeling it. And I'm glad gas is down. That's a wonderful thing. I mean, it is. It's an amazing thing that gas is down. And it was, $3.08 this time last year? And we're now in the, it depends on where you go. What'd you pay last time?
$2.69.
That's not bad. I think we paid in and around there. We were at Costco. But that's great. I take it every day. Totally. I'd like to see go down. Well, now that we got all this oil from Venezuela that we just took. But we're all feeling it. But it doesn't mean the world's collapsing. The beauty of us is it's about us, Americans. We're not going to I've always said we're not going to have one bad president that's going to destroy America and who we are. And we're going to have ups and downs in the economy. It's always going to happen. That's just kind of the nature of it. We've thrown a lot of money at the economy over the years. After 2008, the bailouts, the continue throwing money at the quantitative easing and throwing money at stuff to get the market to stay steady. But we're going to be fine. But it doesn't mean just because things are tough doesn't mean it's awful. And I don't know who it was, Bill O'Reilly. He's like talking about, America, not all Americans are in dire straits. No, you know what it is? A lot of Americans they're at the edge. It's the paycheck to paycheck. They're not homeless and they could go get some Christmas presents, but they would struggle if a big emergency came up, even a middle emergency. You need 4 tires. And Bell just rolled his eyes. It's just like, it's that's the kind of thing where people are at. But it doesn't mean that, people aren't feeling it. But it's also still a generational thing. I was talking to my mom last night. She goes, I love it, the way these things are going now. She goes, my 401k was up and I'm able to pull out an extra like $1,000 a month or whatever. That's great. She goes, but at the same time, I don't have to rent a house for $6,500 a month. I'm like, that is crazy. You would think for $6,500 a month, you'd be getting something pretty nice. You would think. We'll see. All right, coming up, Charlie Kirk. Talk a little about that. The alleged murderer. He doesn't look like a Mossad agent to me, does he, guys? Is he Egyptian?
What's a Mossad agent look like?
That guy? Or not that guy, I don't know. But we'll also talk a bit about the controversy around it, the rage bait, and all of that stuff, among other things. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Da-da-da-da-da. I was sitting here and Bell comes in because I got to move the chair. Feels like somebody's sitting there.
Yeah, it was weirding me out.
Looks okay now, though, right?
Yeah, it's as long as it's not.
There's going to be people sitting there in a little while. Well, somebody's going to be sitting there. And we're going to have Larry Gatlin on the phone, 2 o'clock. Are we going to be singing? We're going to ask him about the Gatling gun.
We're not going to ask him to sing over the phone.
You know what? I'm asking him to sing all the time. We're going to ask him about the Gatling gun. What was it like to make the Gatling gun?
Could you fix that?
What?
Use the remote. And
how did it get this way?
people with their wireless laptops trying to log into stuff they shouldn't be trying to log into.
I'm trying to fix the YouTube thing. For you on radio, you guys no longer matter. Welcome to the new world. So all of a sudden I look around at what's behind me. Elf. Great show, by the way. Elf is a great show. You know, it's a real story. They're much taller in person. You know, Ken, when you were playing the sound from the hearing, the first thing I thought of is, and this side of things we're not going to have, you know, for people to hear. And the first thought is, there's a conspiracy right there. That's the part where they tell you, oh, the guy, you know, you work for the Mossad, right? That's why you killed Charlie Kirk, which is, you know, there's so many conspiracy theories out there. And I do not trust our government. They lie to us. I think we recognize that. And I don't trust media. And don't trust me, guys. You go do all of your own homework. I tell you that all the time. Go do your own homework. But when you do, look at all things. Don't just go to the places you know are going to affirm your belief. Go somewhere else and go, I wonder if maybe there's another side to the story. So make sure you do that. But when it comes to conspiracy theories, it didn't take a lot. And my wife, by the way, she follows the Candace thing and all of this stuff big time. As you guys know, I don't. I don't get really into it. I'm fascinated by the conspiracy theories as far as who gets into them. Because I think a lot of people, you know, what happened to Charlie was real and it was horrific. What's happened after that is horrific in the way that people are running and trying to use his death to monetize it. And, you know, so that is sickening. And, you know, everybody talks about it. You know, Erica's, she's fighting back. She's pushing back.
Come after me. Call me names. I don't care. Call me what you want. Go down that rabbit hole. Whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
You know, I have to say it. I've never seen you like this.
No, this is righteous anger because this is not okay. It's not healthy. This is a mind virus. Yes, I believe in our judicial system. I do. We have a hell of a team working on this. Excuse my French. But this is not okay.
First of all, do you want to know the part where she tried to say judicial? Where she flubbed the line. People were saying, oh, Freudian slip. She said Jew. Honest to goodness, there were people out there. And I'm like, oh, God. It's crazy. She went on. She's pissed. She's angry. And she's got every right to be pissed and angry. She should be by what's going on. And there are others out there who push it because oh, you know what? I got an email or I got this or I got that. There's always the I gots and and I've always thought, isn't the goal to close all the loopholes, close all the little nooks and crannies, and eventually with all the receipts, you come to a conclusion and we've got something. The beauty of it is you never have to. You never have to do that. Because there's no money in solving something in the conspiracy world. It's just like there's no money in fixing a problem in government. What's the old saying? The money's never in the cure. It's always in the disease. It's where the money's at. And everybody's not fighting over his legacy. They want his followers. They want to stoke division not because they wanted the Republican Party to collapse or fall apart. And I'll tell you guys this. Here's a little something you don't know. This is something. It is easier and more profitable for the people on the right who are influencers when the right's not in charge. Because it's way easier to be on the offense than on the defense, which is what you play when you're in charge. She continues.
So you want to put these people back in the box where they've been creeping from?
I don't care what box you're in, but just know that your words are very powerful and we are human. My team are not machines and they're not robots. They are human. We have more death threats on our team and our side than I have ever seen. I have kidnapping threats. You name it, we have it. And my poor team is exhausted. And every time they bring this back up, what are we supposed to do? Relive that trauma all over again? They watched my husband get murdered. I have no idea how I would have reacted if I was there that day. And thank the good Lord that I did not have to see that happen. But my team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed, hyper-analyzed?
You know,
sit in a corner and cry and be in fetal position. This is a duty to my husband, and it's an absolute honor, and I will never back down. And so my message to them is to stop. To stop.
They're not going to. She's not. Candace isn't. And Candace came out right afterwards. Because the first thing I said to my wife when I got home, I said, so what's going on with the Candace thing? Because the Tim Pool thing had gone sideways where he's going to be done with that. It's great. It's great drama. But I'm like, who's invested in this? For a lot of people, it's not about Charlie Kirk. It's about the mystery. It's about feeling like you belong to a club where you know a lot more and you've got a ton of information. It's never about, and for the people who are out there talking about these things, it's never about just asking questions. It's asking questions in a certain way that make you think like, oh, this could have happened. Because, isn't the goal, we'll pull the string. Well, if you pull enough strings, everything will eventually collapse and we'll find out what it is. No, it's endless strings.
Okay, super fun show today. You're probably seeing the clips, but Erica has gone off on conspiracy theorists. Obviously, every journalist out there is emailing me because it's about me. It's indirect, but it's also about me. And don't worry, in case you think it's not about me, she is going to name check me on stage with Barry Weiss on Saturday. How do we know? Because our mommy sleuths be everywhere. And they recorded the town hall today. And as soon as the town hall concluded, we got a flutter of emails. And what she says about the Egyptian planes, I'm sorry, not going to lie, it's a little suspicious. It's weird. It's a weird response. So look, we got to go there.
We got to go there, guys. Go where? The Egyptian planes. They start going on all of these things. I got an email from a guys in the witness protection program that work for the cartels that say it's the mafia, but then it's Mossad. It's also the military. It's the people. Like, it's entertainment. It's what it is. Because we've turned death, violence, anger, hatred, rage bait into entertainment. We've turned it into the thing. And we the ones who feed it. That's the other part of it. This is on us in that sense. And it's crazy that we're at this point where you're thinking, how can we turn this into entertainment? It's so easy. The algorithms give it to you. Then you run with it. Then you go and you like something else. And then you want to be a part of something. And that's why a lot of people, because some of you had to have wondered, why the conspiracy people do what they do. Why do they do this? Like, what's the thing? Part of it is, as they've studied it, is feeling like when you're in a room with people and you have a thought about a conspiracy, like you know something that nobody else knows. Even if it's not true or it can't be proven, there's that feel of that. And then you throw in the rage bait, right? Which is the Oxford word of the year, is the rage bait. And you think it's going to get better or worse? And it's again, I feel horrible for Erica, she lost her husband. It was only a business decision that they were together. It's, again, I don't get into but the psychology of the conspiracies is the thing, because you don't have to prove anything. Somebody said, do you think we found Bigfoot one day? Instead of finding Bigfoot, it'll be found Bigfoot? No, because if the guys actually found Bigfoot, they would burn the tape and turn him loose. Because it's better to continue to look for Bigfoot than it is to catch Bigfoot. Oh, yeah, that'd be weird if they caught Bigfoot, right? It'd be absolutely weird. And look, the government, right, when we talk about government here, let's be real. The government here has lied to us on so many things, and we never get the answers. Part of that's by design. I mean, we still have questions about who killed, RFK, JFK. We get this, we get that. What about aliens? That's the new one, right? Aliens are going to be here in January, so none of this matters. I don't know what kind of aliens they are, but they're coming in January. So it's the conspiracy. It's about knowing stuff. And that knowing is cool if it's real. But there's just something about that. And I'm always curious about the psychology of it all. But don't think for an instant this isn't about money. Even when we started talking about this, several people chimed in. Could you see how much money Turning Point USA made after Charlie? Well, that was... So they did it for money? Because that's the other thing. They killed him. That it was this person killed him. And Tucker's like, just... We got a problem in this country. We are just... Whatever happened to fun things, fluffy bunnies. That's all I send Ken, fluffy bunnies and funny things. Wiener dogs, fat cats. I sent Ken a whole bunch of fat cats the other day. Because it's nice. Makes me laugh. Because you can get lost in this. And I always tell my wife, the reason I don't get into any of these like conspiracies about anything, like I always joke about aliens, but they'll show up or they won't. So they won't. They won't. So it's not what I heard, right? Because I heard they're coming in January. Reputable people have told me.
Do you look in the Bible and get your numbers and do the math?
No, Marco Rubio has kind of told everybody that they're coming in January, apparently. He's been hitting around that they're coming. So we'll see. We'll see what happens about that. What if they don't come? Well, maybe they're busy. They got some other stuff going on.
First of the year is a pretty crowded time for aliens.
Well, there's not a lot going on. Think about it. January, February. Like February, what is it? The first Tuesday in February is supposed to be the most depressing day of the year because it's usually when those bills hit from Christmas and you realize now there's nothing till Memorial Day. You're going to be stuck inside for weeks in the cold, so that's a perfect time for it because that'll get everybody's mind off of stuff. Wow, this will be awesome. Are you watching the skydiver dangling from the plane? That's pretty interesting. Don't do that, sir. Coming up, Venezuela. Talk a little bit about that. And then 2 o'clock, we're going to have some singing, some dancing. We're going to do some dancing? No dancing. Bell, somebody asked, how could you sneeze if you have no head?
Look, there's a lot of technicalities that go in that, into living this lifestyle, and some things are just better unexplained.
Better unexplained. All right. Better unexplained. That's how he does it, kids. It's unexplained. He's a mystery to all of us, yet he's our good friend. Okay, right there. This is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
The president is committed to stopping the illegal flow of drugs into our country. He's also fully committed to effectuating this administration's sanction policy, and that's what you saw and the world saw take place yesterday.
Is it drugs coming into our country? Or, because we want to go over this again. This thing had oil, but the oil came potentially from Iran going to Venezuela to Cuba to fund Hamas. That's what I've been told. And if you think I'm kidding, that's the new one now. It's that they help fund Al-Qaeda and Hamas. It's all the moving parts, man. There's so many moving parts. Just too many Chad, they don't really believe that. Yeah, James Langford earlier today.
Yeah, this was an oil tanker that was actually sanctioned under the Biden administration, but the Biden administration did nothing about it other than just announce a sanction on it. So this is an oil tanker that has been sanctioned for years. They've actually changed names on it. They're flying under an unregistered flag from a different country. They were altering their GPS to be able to hide their locations on it, and they're removing oil for terrorists. Other than that, everything seemed to be fine. So the administration looked at this, identified it, and said, this is a major issue. We're going to stop this rather than just ignore it. And that's a good thing to do. It does put more pressure on Maduro and his illegitimate regime that's there. But it really speaks out for everyone moving oil for terrorist organizations, hiding their location and GPS and such, to say the United States sees you and we will stop this.
And now we have a ship.
That really got out of hand fast.
It did. I like when they asked Trump yesterday, what are you going to, I guess we'll keep it. I don't know. What do you think you're going to do with it? We're going to keep the ship. I'm pretty excited about it. I've never had a ship like this before. It's got oil on it already.
Think he'll keep it after he leaves office?
Yeah, of course he will.
Go with the plane?
Oh, the plane, yeah. That plane's totally coming with him. No, it's not. So, I don't know what we're doing over there. I don't. And Maduro's a bad dude. We all recognize that. He has no effect on our life. And cocaine isn't the effect that you think it is. I mean, we've been talking about healthcare all day. Last time I checked, we have an opioid problem in this country. And you know who doesn't produce opioids? Pharmaceutical grade? Venezuela. They don't even do a lot of cocaine.
They don't even have zoos anymore.
No, they ate all the things. All the poor animals, right? So you're not getting a lot of booger sugar from our good friends in Venezuela. No booger sugar for you. Nose candy. Some yayo. Colombia, on the other hand, which we're going to attack next. Who's excited for that? And then on to Peru to get Machu Picchu. And then eventually to the Antarctic, because I want those damn penguins. Everybody gets a penguin.
And a dire wolf.
And a dire wolf. I get the biggest of the dire wolves. All right, coming up. We got a lot of stuff. We're going to talk. We're going to sing. We're going to regale.
Singing.
What?
We're not singing.
Ken
First off,
said
you're
we were
not going
singing.
to ask a superstar like Larry Gatlin to sing on the phone. And secondly, we're not going to embarrass ourselves by trying to sing as good as somebody that does it professionally.
Says you. I think really what the Lord wants, the Lord looks and he says, I like people who sing loud. I didn't ask you to sing good because I know none of you can. You can't even sing well. Most of you are crap.
Larry can, but not over a phone.
Yeah, that's how good he is. All right? That's how good he is. He's gooder than all of us. Jamie Paul's here. Larry Gatlin's going to join us by phone. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. They got a new song out because it's the holiday season. So we will discuss that. Among other things, let's have some fun, as we normally do. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.